everybody, welcome to my channel Technical Tips with Hassan. Thank you very much for joining in. I hope you have watched the previous videos and you have learned something from there. Just want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, I suggest you to follow the previous videos first, and then you can come to this lecture so that you understand everything and keep it in sequence. So let's move to the next slide, and this is the agenda we have today. Input output redirects, which is standard in, standard output, and standard error. So some display commands also there. We will discuss cat, less, more, head, tail. Don't worry about it, I will explain everything in detail. We're also going to discuss some text filtering command, which is cut, awk, and wc. And of course, very important one is the compress and uncompress the files and folders. So these are the agendas we have today, and hope you will like this video. Just want to let you know that please subscribe the channel, hit the like button so you will get the notification next time when I upload any video there. So before I move forward, just want to let you know that we have the virtual machine terminal here. We have a virtual machine setup. I would suggest you to check out our lab setup video. You will understand how we set up this virtual machine, and we already SSH to this virtual machine there. So let's move to the first part of our this video. So first of all, the standard input. So in this process or command, or a particular process, it read to get the information for us. Okay, don't worry, just read this and I will explain it when I'll do the lab how it is working. The second is your process or command writes the output to a file, so that's called a standard output. So for example, if you hit a command and it will have an output. Okay, for example, if you type ls, ls-l, this is the input and here's the output. You see that we have this is the output on our screen. Standard error. So for example, if we type a command which throw the error, okay, and we redirect to the file, so this is called the standard error. Now these all are denoted by a descriptor. Okay, so standard input descriptor number is 0, standard output is 1, and standard error is 2. So don't worry about it, I'm going to explain it all in detail and when I'll do the lab. So let's go to the lab and we'll do the lab here. Okay, so first of all, so what is standard input? Okay, standard input display as 0. Okay, so for example, this is the input here. You can see ls-l, this is the input, and the output we have is what you see it printed on the screen. Okay, now what I want to do is that I want to print the output or standard output to a file, for example ls.txt. okay, so if I do this, you can see we have the file there, and if we say cat to ls.txt, you'll see that this is printing what we had here. Okay, now we can do one more thing as well. For example, before move forward, you need to know the command echo. Okay, so echo is just a printer. For example, here you see hello world. Okay, and it will print the same thing as it is, as a output. Now if I do this one to ls.txt, if I redirect this to ls.txt and press enter, okay, we have this file here, and now if I say ls, you see that it says hello world. It overwrite the first text. Okay, but it removed that, and it is now showing the hello world there. Now what if I want that the same command I execute before here, I want this to be the part of to be written in the ls file, but I don't want this hello world to be deleted from there or overwritten. So what I'll do the double greater than signs so that it will apprehend the text or the output. So now if we say, for example, ls, and you will see that we have hello world is there as well, you can see, and also the output of ls-l command as well. So this is called the standard output. Okay, we also can do, what we can do is the, for example, if I say echo Linux is great, by the way, Linux is great, of course, and I want to apprehend, I can press 1 as well here, and ls.txt. okay, why I put 1, that's the descriptor. Okay, this will also serve the same purpose. Okay, so you see we have hello world there as well. Okay, we have the Linux is great as well. Okay, it apprehend everything, and it also print the output with 1 as well. So it's serving the same purpose, just to let you know that descriptor is 1 for the standard output. So that's the standard output. Now next one is the standard error. Okay, so just clear the screen here. So for example, how what if I say telnet to localhost? So now, by the way, telnet is the utility or command which we use to connect to the other host. Okay, so now we are using the SSH, which will definitely be covered in our next videos, which is a very important topic. And but for now, just to let you know here, so you can see here telnet host. Okay, you see that it tried once, it couldn't, the connection was refused, it tried again, and it throw the errors there. Okay, so you can see the errors there. Now what I want to do is I want to use a standard error output to the standard error to be written in a file. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll do the, for example, error.log. Okay, so I'm writing this here. Okay, you see that it shows the okay, so I'll quickly check first to error.log. So you see that it's just for the trying string there, but it doesn't input the error there, or it doesn't print the error there. So for that, what we'll do is we'll put the descriptor here. So you see 2. Now you see that if we say error.log, it throw the error which we got, like connection refused. Okay, so that's how it works. So if you want to print or if you want to redirect the standard error, we need to use 2 there. So this is what is exactly standard input, standard output, and standard error. And you also learn the echo command here as well, so which is great. Yeah, that's from this slide. The next one is the some display command. Sorry, I just want to put it down there. Okay, so some display commands here. Okay, which is cat, less, more, head, tail. So I'll show you what it is exactly. So we'll close this. So first one is cat. As you know, cat is to display the command. For example, if we want to say error dot, or if I have so for example, if you see we have a file called alphabet. Okay, and we don't know what it is, so we will get, and it's showing us this is what we have. Okay, this is what we have. We also have another command which called view alphabet, and it will show you here. So you see down, if you try the view, you can't edit it. It will be like as read-only file here. If you want to edit it, you have to use the VI editor, which I have already covered, but I'll cover that in detail as well, with more options, how we search it, how we can, you know, set the lines with numbers. So there are a lot of things in VI editor as well, so I will definitely discuss that too. So that's the two commands. So the next command is less and more, actually pretty much same command, but less will let you read you know, one line at a time but in reverse order, and more will be the other way around. So just want to quickly show you. So you see that we have a file there, that password, as you know. So if I say cat to password, you see it's a lot of content there, and if we have to read it, for example, if we have to read it and one by one, we don't want to print the entire content there, what we can do is we can say less and password, and now you see it will stop where at the end of the terminal. Okay, now we'll press enter, and if we want to, you know, read the line one by one, but it will be in reverse order. Okay, so same with the more, and same with the password if you do. So this is how it's working. Okay, you can see the percentage down there as well, how much is percent of the file you have already read. So this is what less and more. Now head. Okay, so if we want to read, for example, if we want to read the same file, okay, so why not we edit it? Okay, vi password, okay, and we want to, for example, say start. Okay, now we go at the end, and if we go at the end here and we say, for example, ending. Okay, so it's saved. So if we cat the password now, you'll see it's printing the ending as well. So if we want to start the file, read from the, for example, from the first few lines, we can use the head. So if we say head password, you see from the start it print the few lines. For example, if we want to print first 10 lines, okay, we can do it this way. If you want to, for example, print first, you know, 30 lines, it will print the first 30 lines. Same with the tail, it will start from the end. So if you see, it's starting from the end, ending. And same thing, if you want to print the last 30 lines, sorry, with option N, it will print the last 30 lines. So this is what these files, which, you know, filter the which you can, you know, start, you know, playing with these commands and display the output as per your requirements. So this is it. The next one is the text filtering commands. It's very important commands and definitely come in the Linux Foundation Certified Sysadmin exam, and you have to, you know, memorize this and you have to understand these things. Okay, so the first one is the cut command. Okay, cut command, what it do is that it so it print the characters there. Okay, so I think I should straight away go to the lab so that you understand it better. Okay, so I'm going to, for example, home, shows up, and desktop. Okay, and sorry, not the desktop, back. So here we are. Okay, so if I list the permissions and everything, for example, here, okay, what we are going to do is we are going to use the cut command here. So if I print, for example, this one to a file, how you say, sorry, with single ls results.txt. okay, and now you see that we have this file here. So if we say cat to this file, and we will find this. Okay, now what I want to do is that I want to print the first character of each line. So I would say cut -c1, and the file name is ls. Okay, now you can see that from here the first total T is printed, and then D, and then these two hyphens So that's how it's printing the output of the file or the content of the file. Okay, if you want to write it to some other file, you can do it. The next one is if we want to print the numbers. For example, if we want to print, for example, the first character and then the second and then the fourth. So what we'll do is we'll say, for example, C1, yeah, and for example we do 2, and then we want to print for example number 3. So we'll do this. You can see DOT, D or W. So first 3 characters basically it printed, which is great. Okay, now if you want to print a range of lines, okay, for example we don't want to write all these, we just want to print the range of lines. What we'll do, okay, we will print the range with hyphen. For example, I want to print first 5 characters there, so we'll do this, and now you can see total and then all these things you can see. So that's the range printing. Now if I want to print different ranges, okay, so for example use the same command again, and I want to print from first character to 5 character, and then I want to print from 7 characters to for example 10th character or 20. I'm not sure if there are 20 characters there. So that's what it's going to do. Okay, you see that it print the first 5, and then so just want to make it more clear. What I'll do is that 17 to 20. Now you see that, now it's better. So that's how it's printing. That's print the characters there. Okay, so that's it. The next one is awk. Awk is very good command, and it is used to print the fields. Okay, you straight away go there and you will understand what it is exactly. AWK and print print $1 and then the file name. You see that it print the first. If I say cat ls, so it print the first field of each line. See that it print the first field of each line. So these called fields, that 2 2 1 1 2, this is the field. Then h rows are the all users are field, then all groups are field. So this is how it is. Okay, the next one is if we want to print different fields there. Okay, so for example if we do we want print first field, and then we want to print the, for example, third field. So you see that it print the first field and the third field. The next one is NF. So NF is very interesting. Okay, NF means that if you want to print the last line, I mean you can count it, of course, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7th, 8th, 9th. So 9th we can simply say print $9, or we can say NF and it will print the last one, the last field of each output. So NF is just for the next one is the search command. Okay, so AWK or Awk command will also do a search for you as well. So for example, if you see this command here, it says that if we have anything, sorry, the syntax looks little weird. Yeah, so if we want to print only the line which is which have the music file, so we can do that. Sorry, the music string at the end, we can print that only as well. So if we say, for example, if we copy the same command here, and if we say, for example, this one here, and print this, and ls text, so you see that it print the line with the music. Okay, if we see only cat here, you can see that it print only the music line here from this directory. So this one is the awk command. Is very important and definitely come within in the exam, so please practice this so that you don't have any trouble there. Now next one is the wc. So this command actually counts the line, words, and the bytes from a file. Okay, so what it'll do is, for example, if I say wc ls.txt, so you see that it count the lines, okay, it count the byte size, it also count the total words. Okay, so this is what it is giving. Okay, so for if I say cat, or sorry, we can say wc-l ls.txt, see that 12 lines. So now it will, you know, it's counting the lines here. If you can see here, it's counting the lines. Okay, the next one is the words. Okay, so if we say wc-w, it says 101 is the word size. Okay, the next one is the wc-b, it will count the byte size. Okay, so we say wc-b, I think, okay, let me see, B is not working there. So if we see man, oh yeah, you see that it's C, actually it's not B. So if we say C here, yeah, so it's giving the byte size. So I was actually a little wrong here. This is the line, this is the words, and this is the byte size. So this is what the wc command do exactly here. So you also should practice this, will also come. So this is very important in a way as well. If I give you an example in a practical system administrator job. So for example, if you go to make a directory here, okay, or for example Ireland files, okay, if you go to Ireland files, here you have nothing for now, and you go, for example, you know, make, for example, files Ireland files and one dot, for example, 1000.txt. okay, so it created 1000 files here. If you can see, you see that 1000 files. Okay, if these files are here, I created it now and I know that it's 1000 files. So what if I don't know how many files are there? Okay, and what if my supervisor or my boss come to me and said that we have a folder there, Ireland files, and I want you to let me know how many files are there. Okay, what I will do is that I'll say ls-l and wc-l. So you see that it count the files line. Okay, so it count as 1001. Why? Because -l there is more. So you see that total, it also counted this as well. Okay, so this is not the file, but these all are the files. So if you want a quick, for example, quick count, you can simply say wc-l, it will tell you how many lines is printed, and that's how you figure out how many files are there. Okay, I will tell you there are more ways to get an information, or to know how many files are there, or how many files, text files are there. There are other ways as well. I think I should tell you quickly. So for example, you can use the find command here. Okay, find here, and for example, say -type is file. Okay, and for example, if I say -name should be, for example, static.txt. okay, and -exec and ls-l and print. So you see that it's printed the all txt files. Okay, so now if I say, for example, wc-l, it says 1000 files. You see that Now I know exactly it filtered the file, it find all the txt files. Okay, I asked him to print it, and then what I did is I press the WCF. Also, I think we can do is here as well, WC, maybe, no, it will not actually, it will not. So this is how it work, the counting of the files. So practice the WCC command as well, and you will understand how does this work, and how you can count the lines in the files. There's also very important command, it's called SED, but it's a very big actually command, and it's very important. There are 2 or 3 questions will definitely come from that command as well. And what I will do is I'll make a separate video for this, because this is a big command. I want you to understand it, and I want you to have more and more hands-on onto that command, and more information you should have there. So that's the one. The next one is this, sorry, just text just a little there, down there. Okay, this is a very important one, and I really want you guys to practice this, and watch this one very carefully, so that you understand this. Okay, so in normal Windows computer, for example, or in Macs, usually when we want to send a file to someone, for example, if we want to send a folder to someone, we want to send, for example, 1000 files to someone, we will not send it one by one. Okay, we usually, our approach is to compress the file, and send it on, and then the recipient can decompress or uncompress the files, and they can have the files. So I'm gonna actually take the same thing here. So we have 1000 files, and for example, if I want to send it on to somebody, I can't simply send this one file one by. For example, if I attach it with the email, and recipient will have to download one by one each files. Okay, and I'm not going to do that. So the smart way to do is to do the compressing. Okay, now in Linux we have different type of compressing. We have tar compress, we have gzip compress, we have bzip2, we have xz. Okay, so we have these. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a tar first, tar -cvf, and then the compressed file name, for example, irishfiles.tar, and which files we want to compress, it's here. Okay, in which in the same folder where we are now. Okay, if I press enter, you see that simply it's compressed the files. You see here? Yeah. Okay, now what I want to do is, for example, you see this file here, and I want to uncompress this. I don't want to uncompress here. What I'll do is I'll move Irish file to desktop. Okay, you see we don't have a file here, and if we go back, by the way, this command which I did here, this one, move, and then I did one folder back, and in one folder back it was desktop, and I moved it there. Okay, so just don't get confused here. Now if we go to desktop, you see we only have Irish files.tar. Okay, now I want to uncompress these files here, so that all these files here should be here. Okay, so what I'll do is tar -xvf and then Irish files. Okay, I do this, it's compressed, and now if I say ls, you can see all these files are now in the desktop folder. Okay, the compressed file is already there. One more very important thing which I want to tell you, if you want to remove, for example, these are the 1000 files, 1000 text files. If I want you to remove these, you will not remove it one by one. Okay, it will take, for example, a full day if you do it one by one. So the short command, if we use a wildcard entry, okay, so you see that these all files are the text file. Okay, this is what common in these files, that these all files are text file. What I'll do is I'll remove rm static.txt. It means remove, rm mean remove, static mean whatever is the text file, whatever is with the txt extension should be removed. If I do this, but you see that it's actually say, for example, yes, so you don't want to do this, you don't want to remove it one by one, so you'll type yes rm static.txt. you see that it removed all. Now you see that we have only these folders. So this is very important thing as well, you know, you can use a wildcard to remove everything, but have to be very careful. Maybe there are some necessary text files as well which you don't want to delete, so you have to be very, very careful before you use the wildcard entry, because it will remove every txt files there. So this was the tar. So if we see the size of this, for example, if you see tu hyphen, by the way, this is the command to use for the for the counting of size within the directory. Okay, so you see that 960 kilobytes of data is available in this desktop folder. Okay, but if you want to do it for a particular file, you can do this. So you see that this is 960 kilobyte is for the Irish files .tar. Okay, now I see that this is 960, maybe it's more. Okay, for example, in you know, as a system administrator, we usually run out of space on the virtual machines or servers. What we do is we check if we can compress some of the things. Okay, for example, logs, sometimes we have the logs from, for example, last year. Okay, so, and we don't want to delete that, maybe we want to analyze in time when we need it. What we will do is that we, you know, compress those files. Okay, now if we see that, for example, these are 960, still, I mean, more, I can compress this. So what I'll do is I will say gzip Irish files. Okay, now if you see ls, you see that we have the extension of gz as well. Okay, and if you say now it's 8 kilobytes, so we compress this. Okay, we compressed this already, and now it looks it is the 8 kilobytes. That's how we, you know, reclaim some space as well, and, you know, so that our servers, you know, doesn't run out of space. So we studied tar, how we compress it, how we uncompress it. We already used the gzip as well, how we compress the files there. Now the next one, bzip, I have to do a little man on it, but first of all I want to go with this as well. Okay, so gzip, okay, we compress it. What if we want to decompress or uncompress this one? We will use gunzip for gzip or for gz files. To decompress or uncompress, we will use the gunzip file, gunzip command to uncompress. Now you see gunzip, you see it come back to its previous stage where it was before. And now if you do the sh Irish, and you see that it's actually 512 kilobytes, but 500, why it is like that? Okay, we'll see it later why it is like that. Now I want you to see, for example, the other options. So we can do xz -ir. See that it's compressed again, and if we see the size now, it's 4 kilobytes. Okay, now if we want to uncompress from xzzip, sorry, and you see that now it's back to the tar. You see the size quickly, it's 512 kilobytes. Okay, the next one we have is the bzip. Okay, bzip is okay, let me see how it so, you know, it's a good practice in exam. If sometime you forget the commands, you can use the man command to understand what how we can compress the file. So for example, you see that, so we use -z to compress and -d to decompress. Okay, so what we'll do is that sorry, quit. I want to compress this file b hyphen what was z and Irish, sorry, so ls. So you can see now it's with extension bz search IOI, and if you check the size is 4K. Now if we want to decompress this, bz hyphen d and Irish, and now you see that it's back to its original position, 512 gigs. So this is very important, and these will definitely come in the exams. For example, if they say that you have a tar file there, or you have a gzip file there, or you have a xz file there, we want you to compress it with bz compression, or if they have a bz compression, they want you to decompress it. So you should know all these commands, and if you forget it, as you see I forgot that, I simply open man with bzip2. You see that it's a very friend command of the system administrator, so that you see that we can test it, we can compress it, we decompress it. If you forget anything, man command is always there for you, or help as well. I think bz hyphen z dash help help. Yes, so you see that help command is also there for you. So you actually, it's a more cleaner text there, so you can see that what we can do with the different commands here. So this is a very important lecture. Actually, I would suggest you to follow this and practice this as much as you can. Please set up the lab, okay? Practice the lab as well, and you will definitely be a good system administrator, if you follow a couple of good techniques and follow these lectures, okay? If you find any other videos on YouTube as well, follow that too, and learn. So the basic purpose is to learn and to pass the exam. I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube, but as I mentioned that exam guidance is very important, and the problem is that this is the performance based exam. You will not find any dumps there, you will not find anything online, okay? So you have to practice it yourself and get your hands on to that. And the second thing is that I will solve a practice exam which have been provided by the LFCS. It's not exactly the same, but you will have an idea that how the questions come in the exam. So we'll solve that as well, okay? So that you have a more and more hands-on. This is a very important certifications and very good one. If you pass this, it means you have the skills, okay? You have the skills. So that's it from today. We covered pretty good topics here. I would suggest you to practice this as much as you can, and I'll see you in next videos. Thank you very much. Have a good day and enjoy Linux.